Round.
Yeah, thank you. So I request to all of you kindly mute yourself, your video also, so that you can see, hear the clear voice.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we are getting your voice. You continue.
My screen also, sir.
Yeah. Yes. You continue.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, all. Kindly mute yourself. So can I explain easily to all of you? Hello.
Yes, we are getting.
Yeah. Good morning to all.
Continue.
Hello. Hello.
Continue, ma'am. Continue. Continue. You
Good
continue.
morning.
We are hearing you.
Okay. Good morning to all. Myself Hema Sharma. Okay. Good morning to all. Thanks to joining us. Please unmute yourself. I'm going to explain the stability study, the practical approach now. Stability study. As we all know, the stability study is a documented study program for the product in influence of different environmental conditions for assurance of quality, safety, and efficacy of a product up to a time frame. Means I want to business in some country, different country. Now, what is the requirement of that country? My product will be safe. There should be quality, should be there. Quality, safety, and efficacy should be there. So, in which country I have to supply my product, and what is the environment condition of that country? We should also, hello, we should consider all of these things. So, a documented program which ensure the product quality, safety, and efficacy of the product so that I can do a business or humanity for my product. So, the world is divided into the 4 zones. That is zone 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th A and 4th B. Zone 1, temperate zone, where temperature 21 degrees centigrade and 45% RH. Zone 2nd, subtropical zone, where requirement is 25 degrees centigrade of temperature and 60% of RH. Zone 3rd, hot and dry zone, where the requirement is 30 degrees centigrade and 35% RH. Zone 4K, hot, humid, tropical zone, where is requirement 30 degrees centigrade and 65% RH. Zone 4B, which is hot and higher humidity, 30 degrees centigrade and 75% RH. So these are the dividation of the zone. From where we get this zone? Hello.
I just wanted to highlight the third row where you have written 30, 35. I believe that that is a semi-permeable condition and not a real-time condition.
Okay, we will explain after the completion of the PPT. We'll explain all the your questions, all your questions. Kindly your question type on chat box. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Next is from where we get the temperature, from mean kinetic temperature. What is the mean kinetic temperature? From the different temperature study, we got the values. After these values, there is the formula given by the JD Hysten, where we find out the mean kinetic temperature. Means a single drive temperature that if maintained over a defined period of the time, afford the same thermal challenges to a drug substance or the drug product as would be experienced over a range of both higher and lower temperature for an equivalent defined period. The mean kinetic temperature is higher than the arithmetic mean temperature and take into account of Henry equation. So we can see this equation. as a current practice, if there is a software handled or monitored your temperature and humidity, there is already inbuilt, validated mean kinetic temperature observation also. Next, for the other condition of study, if my product developed in such a way it's stable in the refrigerator, there is a requirement of 5 degrees centigrade, or frozen minus 20 degrees centigrade. So all of these escalated or a brush condition study is required. For escalated ambient, 40 degrees centigrade and 75% RH required. For refrigerator, 25 degrees centigrade and 65% RH.
क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
Hello.
वो देखो.
Accelerated frozen 5 degrees centigrade, and there is no requirement of humidity. Next is, I got my product charge in the stability, and what should be the frequency now? So for the escalated study, I should be tested minimum 3 times period. At the 0 means initial, 3rd month and 6th month for the escalated condition. For the long-term condition, it's 0. 0 means T0 point initial, 3rd, 6th, 9th, 12th, 18, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on yearly basis. Means for the long-term condition, every 3 months over the first year, every 6 months over the second year, and annually thereafter through the proposed retest period. So at the time of development, if I require more study for escalated, I can include the 4th condition also. In some cases, if requirement by regulatory authorities, 1st month, 2nd month is also included in escalated condition. Depend upon your regulatory requirement, your market requirement. Next, the initial date of storage should be considered T0. That is already explained in our first slide. The initial date of storage should be considered T0, and stability time point should be defined as a date with respect to T0. For example, if my release date, charge date is 1 January 2020, means that is the date of the charging my product. So the first month will be 1st February or 31st January 2020. For each time point, sample should be withdrawn and tested as per the protocol. For every study, for everything, there should be the provision of the protocol, or there should be the protocol define your withdrawal strategy. Testing should be completed as soon as possible. The protocol defined that when you withdraw, what is the window period of withdrawal, and what is the period of testing completion. This is always defined very well, approved with approved protocol. Deviation from the protocol should be recorded and justified. Means if there is any deviation with any root cause, should be justified or recorded and mentioned in your stability report also. Stability and microbiological testing, at least at the beginning and at the end of the stability test period. Some auditors or some persons say that why you are doing the microbiological testing if there is a control closure system. So there is a requirement at least initial and the stability study period, end of the stability period, you should ensure or presented your microbiological strategy or stage of your product. Test of pyrogen and bacteria endotoxin may be limited to the time of release. Maybe you can do at the time of release, but you can do at the end of stability also, as per the requirement of your authority, your regulatory authorities. Now, I withdraw, I test. And how can I test? How long I can test? For the minimum period to cover the data at the submission, for the long term, 12 months, for the intermediate, 6 months, and for the escalated, 6 months. So what is the intermediate now? Whatever long-term stability is performed at 2560 or 3065 or 3075 is determined by the climate zone, as you already seen, which the finished product is indented to the market. Testing at a more severe long-term condition can be an alternative storage of 20 or 30 degrees centigrade. If 3065 or 3075 is the long-term condition, so there is no requirement of intermediate condition as per your ICH and WHO guideline. At least 3 primary batches and should be continued for a period of time sufficient to cover the proposed retest period. So this minimum requirement for submission of data, there should be the commitment for study further about the product. If long-term study is conducted 2560, significant change occur at any time during the 6 months testing at the ascrate system with storage condition. Additional testing at the intermediate storage condition should be conducted and evaluated against significant change criteria. All tests at the intermediate storage condition should be considered, which we use in the real time and ascrated condition. The initial application should include a minimum of 6 month data from the 12-month study at the intermediate storage condition. For the intermediate, there is the requirement of 6 months and up to 12 months. For the same drug substances, what should be the long-term data requirement? For storage in refrigerator, 5 degrees centigrade, ascrated, which I choose for my product, 2560 or 3065 or 3075. For freezer, we already seen minus 20 degrees centigrade is required. So 12 month or 6 month data required for the submission as per your regulatory authority. Below 20, for the below drug substance indicated store below 20 should be treated on a case-by-case basis. Means what is the requirement at the time of development, what is the requirement of your regulatory authority should be considered here. It change from the initial content. We see the significant change. We hear about the significant change. So what is the significant change? It changed from the initial content of API of 5% or more detected by the assay, or the failure to meet the acceptance criteria for potency when using biological or immunological procedure. A degradation product exceeds acceptance criteria, failure in description or appearance physical attribute. Some changes in physical attribute may be accepted, like softening of your suppositories, melting of the cream, etc. For the product dosage form, failure to meet the acceptance criteria for the pH or failure to meet acceptance criteria for dissolution for 12 doses unit. From where the 12 doses unit? Means in the dissolution, the first minimum required first stage, you analysis, you check the dissolution with the 6 doses form. If I got any discrepancy or out of specification, then I should go to stage 2, like S2, L2 as defined by dissolution chapter USP. So after 12 doses unit, if I got failure to meet the acceptance criteria, I should be handled as a significant change. What is the criteria of significant change handled? If you got any out of specification result, you should go as per the OS. If you got 5% degradation from the initial, there should be root cause analysis, investigation and justification, because you should be check all of the things if you got significant change. The purpose of the ongoing program means after this primary stability study, as we already defined by process validation, after vendor change, formulation change, what is the ongoing stability study that guidelines say? The purpose of the ongoing stability program is to monitor the product over its shelf life and to determine that the product remain and can be expected to remain within specification under the storage condition on the label. I already done 3 consecutive batches study. After that, the minimum requirement of yearly batches should be same as the protocol that I final for the previous batches. The ongoing stability program should be described in a written protocol and result finalized as a report. The protocol for an ongoing stability program should be extended to end of the shelf life period. Means if we can go beyond expiry of the product at least 1 year to establish our protocol efficiency, our product efficiency. Next, protocol should be included but not limited to what is the batches, how much batches you are going to study, number of batches as per strength, as the different batch size, whichever be applicable. The batch size should be recorded if batch size differ. Relevant physical, chemical, microbiological and biological test parameter with acceptance criteria or reference to attach the specification. References to test method, from where you are taking your analytical methods. Description of the container closure system. What is the container closure system? What is the primary packing? What is the secondary packing? What is the tertiary packing? Testing frequency, generally at 6 months and annually time point sufficient for ongoing study. Means as a real-time study you can do for ongoing stability study. Description of the condition of storage, other applicable parameter for the finished product. So all of these things and other your strategy program should be the part of your protocol. Unless otherwise justified, at least 1 batch per year of the product manufactured in every strength and every primary packaging type, if relevant, should be included in the stability program. The principle of bracketing and matricing design may be applied if scientifically justified in your protocol. From where we can take the guidance for that? From ICH Q1D. An ongoing stability study should be conducted after any significant change or significant deviation to the process or the container closure system. OS result or the significant typically trend should be investigated. Means all the OS or significant change should be investigated. Root cause analysis and investigation program should be there, as I already told. Any confirmed significant change or OS should be reported immediately to the relevant component authorities. Means if your OS, your significant change confirm, you should be immediately informed to your authority, your market. The possible impact on the batch on the market should be considered in consultation with the relevant component authorities. So we should discuss what is the impact of our OS or significant change. A summary of all the data generated, including any interim conclusion on the program, should be written and maintained. Thus, this summary should be subjected to periodic review. As per our APQR requirement, we should review the stability status also. So all our work, schedule, our recorded report should be the part of our periodic review of the product. Now, how can I select the batches? For the finished product, every new API, at least 3 primary batches of each proposed strength of finished product. 2 of the 3 batches should be at least pilot scale batches at the initial time point, and the 3rd batch can be smaller if justified. It is only for primary stability study. The primary batches should be of the same formulation and package in the same container closure system as the proposed for the market. So what I going to business with which closure system, the stability study should be same. The manufacturing process used for primary batches should be simulate that to be applied to production batches and should provide product of the same quality meeting the same specification as that intended for market. Wherever possible, batches of finish should be manufactured using different batches of API. Means if we included in stability study different batches of API with the same vendor, the stability study should be quality wide. Means we can study the lot variation also there. Stability study should be performed on each individual strength, dosage form and container type and size of finished product. Matricing or bracketing you can refer from ICH Q1. Now, what is the container closure system? Stability study should be conducted on the dosage form packaged in primary container closure system proposed for the market. If the secondary container closure system has protective properties and labeling clarity indicate that the product is to be stored in a primary and secondary packages. If the product is packed in a semi-permeable container where components from the secondary packing can migrate into the product, the secondary packing may also form part of the packaging system and stability sample. Any available study carried out for finished product outside the immediately container or in other packaging material can form a useful part of the stress testing of the dosage form or can be considered as a supporting information. Means if I do the stress testing, this will be support to my stability study. What should be the specification now? Stability study should be includes testing of stability indicating attribute for finished product, means those that susceptible to change during the storage and likely to influence my quality, safety and efficacy of my product. The testing should cover as appropriate the physical, chemical, biological, microbiological, preservative content as per product. Example of testing parameter stability study is listed in below slides. Analytical procedure should be validated and stability indicated. Whether and to what extent replication should be performed will depend upon the result of validation study. Means after validation study, we finalize how should be the replication, what is the requirement, so it is applicable for stability also. A single primary stability batches of finished product should be tested for effectiveness of the antimicrobial preservative. Means the preservative study should be done at least minimum single batches. Testing parameter for dissolution, as we all know what is the parameter for a tablet testing, like dissolution, integration, water content is if applicable, dispersible tablet, what is the requirement of dispersible tablet for the capsule, dissolution, DT, brittleness, water content, microbiological label, soft gelatin capsule, dissolution, disintegration, label of microbiological contaminant, leakage, etc. For the oral solution, formulation of precipitation, clarity, hello, additional suspension, additional for emulsion. These are the requirement, minimum requirement of our parameter that should be considered in our protocol for a stability study. What is the stability commitment? One or more of the following commitments should be made. Means when the available long-term stability data on the primary batches do not cover the proposed shelf life granted at the time of approval, a commitment should be made. Means after that we will do the stability from this time period. It should be the commitment. Next, if the submission include data from stability study on fewer than the 3 production batches, a commitment should be made to place the next production batches. Means 1 or 2 batches that I submit, so there should be the commitment for next batches. For each product, an ongoing stability program is required to monitor the product over its shelf life and to determine the product remain and can be expected to remain within the specification under the storage condition. So there should be the commitment of ongoing stability study also. A storage statement should be established in our label and labeling of the product for the for stability evaluation of finished product. Where applicable, specific instruction should be provided, particularly for finished product. Terms such as ambient condition, room temperature should be avoided. Actual temperature should be there on the label. There should be a direct link between the storage statement on the label and the domestic stability of the finished product. An expiry date should be displayed on the container label, as we all know. A storage statement should not be used to compensate the inadequate or unclear packaging. Means we do different type of packaging and say that this is stable now. No, this is not can be accepted. So we should clearly statement on the label of our product. So there is a recommendation from the guidelines that if stability study The 25, 60, 40, 75 are escalated. Recommended labeling statement is do not store above 25 degrees centigrade. Long term 25 degrees centigrade or intermediate 30-65 do not store above 25 degrees centigrade. 30-65, 40-75 do not store above 30 degrees centigrade. 30-75, 40-75 do not store above 30 degrees centigrade. 5 degrees centigrade store in refrigerator. -20 store in freezer. Finished pharmaceutical product that cannot be tolerance refrigerator, do not refrigerate or freeze. Finished product that could not tolerate freezing, do not freeze. Light sensitive, protect from light. Finished product cannot tolerate excessive heat, store and transport not above 30 degrees centigrade. Hygroscopic finished product, store in dry condition. Packaging with the packaging format, store in the original package, keep the container in the outer carton, keep the container tightly closed in order to protect from the light and moisture. So these are the recommendations from the guideline. Now we all see the stability study from our different discussion, PPTs. So there is the why we required a firm planning for the stability study, because as our past experience, there is very 483 observed, many observation observed in our audits. For example, if I see for the FDA, from top 5 warning letter from October 2018 to June 2019, the stability testing is also there. So this is very important study for marketing, for my business of the product. So this is all about the stability study from my side. If any query, you can write on the chat box. Hello. Hello. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
thank you. And Mradul,
Hello, I have a question. Hello, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the difference between stability indicating method and the routine method?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what is the difference between stability indicating method and the routine method?
Yes. As we all say in the guideline, for the stability studies, the parameter chosen by us that can be changed during the stability study. For example, in the routine testing, like finished product or any routine testing for release purpose, you are doing description. I'm taking the example of tablet, okay? Description, you are doing average weight, uniformity of weight, identifications, then dissolution, related substance. These are the primary requirement for my batch release. And then for stability, what I have to choose for which can be changed after in stability study. For example, first of all, description can be changed because the environment is changed. Number 2 is identification. How can identification can change? If you identified X molecule in your formulation, it cannot be changed in stability study. So there is no requirement for identification. Second, average weight. Maybe by moisture, something tablet get moisture or environmental condition can be weight change. So average weight can be taken for the stability study. Same, this type of criteria, see, evaluate, justify, then you can choose for what parameter you are doing to do in the stability study. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
So,
Yes.
so hope you get your answers. And now I will take over this presentation in question answer session. So, anybody wants the answers of the questions or having the question, they can ask any
Sir,
panelist or
sir,
SMEs.
sir,
Sir, I
one
have
more
a
question,
question.
sir. I am Ashok. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one more question, sir. I am Ashok, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear,
Yes.
sir?
Yes.
Sir, when we are introducing new molecule in the plant, so it is complies in the initial means first month itself. So what would be the retest we have to give? 3 months or 6 months or 1 month?
No, if your product is a existing product, then you have to only just proposing the same shelf life and stability you are just continue because you are changing the site only. If you are proposing new product at the
Yes,
site,
sir.
it means
Yes, sir.
you don't have any existence of the product in the market or in your
Yes, sir.
facilities, and you have to define, because the guidelines requirement is that in the time of the
Yes, sir.
submission of the dossier or in the registration, you have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
submit at least 6 month ACC data and 6 month real-time
Yeah.
data to the authorities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on the basis
I
of
know.
on the
Yes, yes,
yes,
sir.
on the basis of
Uh-huh.
you are just proposing, not you are not freezing the shelf life right now. So you can give the
Yeah. Yeah.
1 year shelf life along with the commitment letter that you have to submit the stability data throughout the proposed shelf life.
No, no, sir. If suppose new molecule introduced and I have taken 3 validation batches and I have kept the stability study, what retest date I have to propose? Suppose I have proposed 6 months, so second month itself, that is means third month itself paid. Then how it will be 6 months? Correct, na, sir? That is my question. Means,
You cannot directly take the process validation because this is a development
yeah,
part. So on the basis of
yeah, correct.
development study, development batches, pilot batches, you are freezing the stability study shelf life of a
Yeah, sir.
product. So you assign the
Yes, sir.
shelf life as like your development batches, same stability shelf life, and then you submit the data time manners. So you assign the same
Uh,
shelf life.
okay, okay. Then
Because
we have to assign new molecule when development 6 months, sir.
yes, because you have already developed this product. Without developing, you cannot
Okay.
take the process validation directly. So on the basis of the
Ah,
stability data or the development batches, you are assigning the shelf life of a product.
okay, okay, sir. Okay,
You
sir.
got my
So
point?
we can give 6 months also. There is no problem because we are initiating the stability, accelerated as well as long term.
The same
Yeah.
shelf life,
Okay, sir. Okay.
same shelf life which you have
The
developed
shelf
during
life
this.
cannot be assigned there.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Hello?
Mr.
would you
Shelf life cannot be assigned because it depends on the packing material which you are assigned for the primary first. And you
Yes,
cannot
sir.
assume that is a proposed. You have to perform the stability up to the 6th month, then you propose the shelf life. You cannot go directly to
Yes,
put the
yes,
6th
yes.
month. You have to study that 6th month.
Product.
That is my question, sir. If I analyze a new product initially, so what could be the retest date? Either 1 month or 6 months. So what basis I have to give if I am introduced new molecule?
We cannot assign any
That is
retest date. You have to perform each station. Like as per the what Miss Emma told to the station,
okay.
you have to select like 3, 6, and 9 for the accelerated.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes.
you have to pick up the time point where you perform the testing. You cannot assign directly, you go to the 6th month, then 12 month. You have to assign the time point first.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
And this is the proposed, because new molecule can be proposed, cannot
Hello?
be fixed the self life directly.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
sir.
sir.
My name is Pranav
I hope
Parekh.
you get your answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had
Sir,
a
do you
quick query on
explain
one of the
Arrhenius
slides.
equation?
I had a quick query on one of the slides where the secondary packaging is a semi